In 1956, we didn't have television. We didn't have no UFO speaker, no UFO investigator, so I had no clue. And I used to scream my head off and to my mom, saying the next day, Mom, little monkeys with big eyes, they come every night. My mom saying, oh, you're lying. You're lying. You want to be with your brothers and sisters. You know, from a French Italian background, I had 8 brothers and sisters, so I hated to be separated. What I did when I first saw them, I hid it, because that's the initial response. You know, I was traumatized. What the hell is this? You know. Then I get a little bit more courageous, and I kind of peep, and one of those entities was less than 2 inches from my face, big eyes. I freaked out. I literally freaked out and passed out of fright. This happened so many times. For each time I was punished, I used to see those entities. The good thing about it is that I was okay the next day. I was always okay the next day, so I got used to it, put it this way. And incidentally, in 1956, there was quite a lot of reports coming from Russia of those type of monkey. So that was my introduction to the world of extraterrestrials. There's nothing to believe. It was all very real. You know, it's not like a religion, something that you have to be trained to believe. Those guys were there. I couldn't understand what they were. I did not know what they were doing with me. Little did I know that I had 4 more extraordinary experiences to go through. I'm now 70 years old, and I teach my students incredible experiences, breed incredible people that have incredible wisdom to share. All over the course of my entire life, I've been touched by the divine, and to these days I do not know if it's a curse or a blessing, because the legacy that all those experiences brought me is just mind-boggling. And it's very solid in terms of predictions. Second experience, I was living in England during those days. I was about 18 years old in my second experiences. I got a bad marriage. I was very, very confused, very, very upset. So it was a really, really tough time. You know, my first marriage was a pretty emotional situation for me. And I was working in an English camp in the south of France. And then my friend and I, we kind of pick up 2 nice English girls. And after the season, they went back home. And my friend said to me, you know what, Louis, maybe we should go there. Well, why not? So it was the end of the season in France, which is September. So here goes Louis, my guitar, a little short, a little t-shirt, and my friend all armed. We took the train and we went to London looking for those 2 girls. Couldn't speak a word of English. So I landed in Victoria Station. In fact, Victoria Station was my home for 3 months. I was homeless. I couldn't speak a word. I used to sing to make money. But there is a mafia in the tubes in Piccadilly Circus in London. You know, English bagger, they don't like French bagger who sing in French and make money. So we had a fight. They broke my guitar, they threw all my stuff under the tramway. Then I was really, really homeless. And I was begging money. And I never ever forget, this is funny, but it's true, part of my crazy experiences. I had like a few P's and I went shopping with that. So I looked for the cheapest tin that I could find. Bought it, went back to Victoria Station to my bank, which was my place. And I opened my tin and I started to shoot it. It was chunky, huh? Interesting. Then I pick up my English-French dictionary and I thought, dog food, what does it mean? This is how I've learned English, my friend. But one of my experiences, I like to reflect back now to those days. It was pretty incredible. I was knocking all the doors all around the Victoria Station. Monsieur, madame, est-ce que vous avez du travail pour moi? I could only speak French. Everybody was looking at me. What the hell are you talking about? What do you want? Who are you? I was asking for a job. Of course, I couldn't find a job because I couldn't speak English. Luckily for me, there was this old lady with a bunch of plastic bags going to the trash. So I helped her, and she goes, what are you doing here? Thank you for helping me. It's very nice of you. Because she saw me, I was dirty, I had beard, I was homeless, smelly, long hair, 3 months. And then I answered her in French. And luckily for me, this lady was from Switzerland. And she just lost her husband and she was running a bed and breakfast. And she said, oh, well, you know what, I can help you. You can come and clean the plate and help the bed and breakfast and then get enough money to go back home. So I was very happy about the idea. And as soon as I walk in, she says, oh, you can eat anything you want. Oh my God, another funny experience. I stuffed myself with eggs until I turned yellow. I never forget that. I had my first English girlfriend because I never met those girls again. We never found them. It was ridiculous to go there. And then from there, I went to Victoria Station, listening. There was a long line of telephone during those days. I don't know if they are still there. Didn't go back there for a while. And I was just walking up and down, hoping to hear something that sound French. And I heard this guy. He was talking French on the phone. So I said, hey, I need a job. Is there any way you can help me? Well, there is some French people. The guy said, well, you know what? I am a manager at the Grand Hotel in Eastbourne in Sussex. So tell you what, you go there and I give you a job. Thank you very much. And I went to Eastbourne and I started to work right in the basement, cleaning the floor and sleeping with cockroaches that size. It was pretty tough. I had to work really hard to be able to afford the ship to cross the channel, and then from there take the train that takes me down the south of France. So I had to work weeks, if not months, before I could save the money. So I couldn't go home when I felt like. So I was lucky enough to have enough money, and I just did that. And I arrived home, and I was very happy to see my brothers and sisters and my mom. And then I said, where is Noelle? Noelle is my older sister, and my mom said, oh, she went to work. So I was kind of upset because not meeting Noelle now means I might not see her for another year or so. And then here she is. She came back. She was quite upset. And she says, oh my gosh, Mom, I missed the bus. It was Sunday. I had to go back to work on Monday. And if I'm not there on time, they're going to fire me. So she was pretty upset. And my mom says, oh, don't you worry. Louis is going to give you a ride. Remember, I'm 18 years old. Cell phone didn't exist. The only way for me to go from A to Z was every few miles to ask directions. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted. I'm driving in those high mountains. There is snow everywhere. I'm doing all that I can to stay awake. And then finally, down the bottom of the valley, I saw some light. And to these days, I mean, this is not America, where you have hotels and restaurants, McDonald's open 24/7. This is the south of France, in the middle of the mountains. That tells you what extraterrestrials are able to create as far as the environment is concerned. Didn't know then. I was so happy because I knew I was going to get a cup of coffee and I was going to be asking direction to take my sister wherever she had to go. There was nobody there. It's important to pay attention to that information. There was nobody, just me. I wake my sister up. And I was kind of surprised because when I asked her, you know, we're going to stop, are we going to drink what you want to drink? She says, I want a Coca-Cola. Remember, there's snow, there's ice, and she wants a Coca-Cola. So you don't forget that. I'm very protective. I'm half French, half Italian. And when I opened the door, I saw 3 guys in the bar. But to me, those guys were like giants. I thought they were loggers. They would make a footballer look like a kid. They're so tall. So I said to my sister, okay, you stay by the door and I'm gonna go and get you your Coke. So I went to the bar and I asked the barman for a Coca-Cola and for a cup of coffee. And I was looking at those guys. They were like, their face was like no motion, frozen. They were looking straight ahead of them. They were not talking to each other. They were just like robots. Men in black, maybe. So that was my first impression of these monster guys. In fact, my nose was at their belt. I was really, really insecure looking at this guy. Then the one on my left looked down at me like this, and he goes, "Do you want to play cards?" I look at him and I said, "You know what? I'm very tired. I don't want to play cards. Just want a cup of coffee and take my sister to work." He says, "Come on, come on. You're going to be friends with cards." I did not know how right it was when he said that. I'm 70 years old. I still cannot play poker or 21. I only play tarot cards, and its hand is a winner, right? And I do other things with cards to prove the reality of extraterrestrial at the therapeutic level. It's a long story. So anyway, he insisted, and because he's big and there's two more, might as well just be nice and comply. He said, "Okay." So he had a regular pack of cards, and he presented them to me. So he says, "Pick a card." So I pick a card, and as soon as my eyes saw the card, he's telling me what it is. It was interesting. So I said, "Well, interesting." So yeah, pick another one. So I pick another one. Did the same thing. Then another one. Then another one. Like I didn't want to do it, but he kind of insisted, "Pick a card, pick a card." And then, in my mind, and believe me, I have better thing to say than to make up stories. What I'm going to tell you is very real. Okay. He says, in my mind, I thought, I am going to change the 9 of diamond for the Queen of Spades. In my mind. Because it's got to be in my head, this guy, to do that. Then he looked at me from his height, and he says, "Louis," never told him my name, "you are not going to change the 9 of diamond for the Queen of Spades." At that very precise moment, I felt like a screwdriver was coming here and coming out there. I was at the bar like this. I was holding the bar like this, trying to keep my balance. And I do not know if I went to the bathroom for my own will or if they told me to go to the bathroom. All I knew is that I needed cold water on my face because I was about to pass out. And I went to the bathroom, which was less than 10 feet away, and the door was wide open. I opened the tap, I put some water in my face, but I felt like if I had a chain. And I was talking to this guy in my head, and I said, "I don't know who you are. I don't know where the hell you came from. I don't care how big you are. You are going to tell me what you're doing to me." Because I felt so invaded, so there is no word, and unless you go through it, you cannot really understand the depth of the emotion and the trauma I was going through. Less than, 30 seconds? How long does it take to do this? And go. Went back to the bar, gone. I look at my sister, she was still like sleeping. Feel good about that. I asked the barman, I said, "Who's those guys?" "I don't know. They must have driven here. Remember, there was no car." I says, "No, there was no car. I don't know, they just left, just now." So I went outside. I look and I listen. And I look again and I listen. Completely gone.